looking for anime to transport yourself to another world, try one of these. But before, subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and now let's start the video. Number 10. Arata the Legend. As a young boy from a noble family in Amawakuni, Arata has always expected to make his life his own, until word of the princess growing weak reaches his city. Unbeknown to him, his grandmother had claimed him to be a female at birth, and now, with no other girls to succeed the princess from the matriarchal Heim clan, he is next in line for the throne. Disguised as a woman awaiting a replacement to be found, Arata witnesses an assassination attempt on the princess by none other than her own guard, the 12 Shinshu. The crime is pinned on his head, forcing Arata to escape to the Kando forest, where it is said that no one comes out the same. Meanwhile, in modern-day Japan, Arata Inuora longs for escape from the cruelty of his classmates. Hearing his name called from an alley, he wanders from his path and unwittingly switches universes with Arata from Awakuni. With his own power as newly awakened Sho, a warrior able to wield Hayagami weapons with the power of gods, and the help of his companions he meets along his journey, Hinohara sets out to restore order to this new world. Number 9. Indride. Shun Asanaga is a 15-year-old junior high school student with an optimistic and bright personality. One day he finds a mysterious crystal in the office of his father, who is a scientist and a businessman. When Shun touches it, the world becomes distorted, and he is sent into the world of Indra. Emilio, a prince of the kingdom of Indra, is nearing his 16th birthday and despises the reigning king Delzane. Since Emilio is now at the age where he can inherit the throne, he takes up a weapon and attempts revenge. However, because Emilio is too weak, he is captured by Delzane and put in prison. When Emilio is in grief, the wall of his cell becomes distorted, and Shun appears from there with two goals: return to his own world and complete Emilio's revenge. What future lies ahead for the two boys trying to survive in Indra, yet raised in two different worlds? Number 8. Seven Senses of the Reunion. Asahi's life in reality ended simultaneously when she died playing in Union, a world-renowned online RPG. The members of Subaru went separate ways when Union shut down due to Asahi's death. 6 years later, Hirado logs into a renowned version of Reunion and reunites with Asahi, who has died. Is it really her, or just an electronic ghost? The former team members reunite and enter the mysterious and deadly online game to find out. Number 7. Log Horizon. In the blink of an eye, 30,000 bewildered Japanese gamers are whisked from their everyday lives in the world of the popular MMORPG Elder Tale. After the game's last update, they're unable to log out. Among them is a socially awkward college student Shiro, whose confusion and shock lasts only a moment. As a veteran of the game, he immediately sets out to explore the limits of his new reality. Shiro must learn to live in the new world, leading others and negotiating with the NCP, natives, in order to bring stability to the virtual city of Akihabara. He is joined by his unfortunate friend, Naotsuku, having logged in for the first time in years only to find himself trapped, and Akatsuki, a petite but fierce assassin who labels Shiro as her master. A tale of fantasy, adventure, and politics, Log Horizon explores the elements of gaming through the eyes of a master strategist who attempts to make the best of a puzzling situation. Number 6. Kiba. In a dystopian future, two friends dream of freedom and gain so much more than they bargained for. Hothead Zed is on the run from the authorities, while his brainy pal Noah struggles from within his battered body. Both find a magical world that seems to offer escape and power undreamed of. Join Zed and his powerful, rebellious spirit Amir Gal on their search for ultimate power. It's a force that could save the world, or destroy life as we know it. This world is Kiba's, where you must harness the power within and fight with all you got. Number 5. Drifters. At the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, Toyoisa Shimasu is the rear guard for his retreating troops and is critically wounded when he suddenly finds himself in a modern, gleaming white hallway. Faced with only a stoic man named Murasaki and hundreds of doors on both sides, Toyoisa is pulled into the nearest door and into a world completely unlike his own. The strange land is populated by all manner of fantastical creatures, as well as warriors from different eras of Toyohisa's world, who were thought to be dead. quickly befriending the infamous warlord Nobunaga Oda and the ancient archer Yoichi Sukateka Nasu, Toyoisha learns of the political unrest tearing through the continent. Furthermore, they have been summoned as drifters to fight against the Ins people who are responsible for the creation of the Orte Empire and are trying to annihilate the drifters. As the Ins grow more powerful, so does the Empire's persecution of the elves and other demi-humans. It is up to Toyoisa and the group of unconventional heroes to battle in a brand new world war to help the Empire's subjects, while protecting the land to claim for themselves and challenging the Ins. Number 4. Isekai no Seikishi Monogatari. Kenshi Masaki has been kidnapped and brought to the world of Geminar by a mysterious group. To get back home, he agrees to help them assassinate the newly crowned empress of the Stryu Empire, Lashara Asyu the 28th, using a giant robot called a sacred mechanoid. As her army fights them off, Lashara takes note of Kenshi's abilities and demands that her attacker be captured alive, only to find out that the pilot is a male, which is extremely rare on Geminar. Believing it to be a waste to kill him, she makes Kenshi her attendant. As the Empress' new servant, Kenshi is required to accompany Lashara to the Holy Land, an academy where sacred mechanoid pilots hone their skills. His arrival attracts attention, but Kenshi is unaware that something sinister is brewing within the academy, and it could plunge the entire world into war. Number 3. The Devil is a Part-Timer. Striking fear into the hearts of mortals, the demon lord Satan begins to conquer the land of Ente Isla with his vast demon armies. However, while embarking on his brutal quest to take over the continent, his efforts are foiled by hero Amelia, forcing Satan to make his swift retreat through a dimensional portal, only to land in the human world. Along with his loyal General Alciel, the demon finds himself stranded in modern-day Tokyo and vows to return and complete his subjugation of Ente Isla. That is, if they can find a way back. Powerless in a world without magic, Satan assumes the guise of a human named Sadao Mao and begins working at McRonald's, a local fast food restaurant, to make ends meet. He soon realizes that his goal of conquering Ente Isla is just not enough, as he grows determined to climb the corporate ladder and become the ruler of Earth, one satisfied customer at a time. Whether it's part-time work, household chores, or simply trying to pay rent on time, Hadaraku maou-sama presents a hilarious view of the most mundane aspects of everyday life, all through the eyes of a hapless demon lord. Number 2. Yojo Senki. Tanya Degorishov is a young soldier infamous for predatorial-like ruthlessness and an uncanny tactical aptitude, earning her the nickname of the Devil of the Rhine. Underneath her innocuous appearance, however, lies the soul of a man who is challenged, being X, the self-proclaimed god, to the battle of wits, which resulted in him being reincarnated as a little girl into a world of magical warfare. Hell-bent on defiance, Tanya resolves to ascend the ranks of her country's military as it slowly plunges into World War, with only being X proving to be the strongest obstacle in recreating the peaceful life she once knew. But her perceptive actions and combat initiative have an unintended side effects, propelling the mighty empire into becoming one of the most powerful nations in mankind's history. Number 1. The Rising of the Shield Hero. The 4 cardinal heroes are a group of ordinary men from modern-day Japan summoned to the kingdom of Melromark to become its saviors. Melromark is a country plagued by the waves of catastrophe that have repeatedly ravaged the land and brought disaster to its citizens for centuries. The 4 heroes are respectively bestowed a sword, spear, bow, and shield to vanquish these waves. Naofumi Watani, an otaku, becomes cursed with the fate of being the shield hero. Armed with only a measly shield, Naofumi is belittled and ridiculed by his fellow heroes and the kingdom's people due to his weak offensive capabilities and lackluster personality. When the heroes are provided with resources and comrades to train with, Naofumi sets out with only one person willing to train alongside of him, Malti Melromark. He is soon betrayed by her, however, when he becomes falsely accused of taking advantage of her. Naofumi then becomes heavily discriminated against and hated by the people of Melromark for something he didn't do. With a raging storm of hurt and mistrust in his heart, Naofumi begins his journey of strengthening himself and his reputation. Further along, however, the difficulty of being on his own sets in, so Naofumi buys a demi-human slave on the verge of death named Raphtalia to accompany him on his travels. As the waves approach the kingdom, Naofumi and Raphtalia must fight for the survival of the kingdom and protect the people of Melromark from their ill-fated future. Well, this was today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to the channel.